This is Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV, and we just wanted to share with you that RVers, full-time RVers, there's a little bit of a different thinking process on how and why and where we go. And it's been a little different this year.
This has been quite the adventure week.
It has.
Wow. All the wild camping and boondocking and all the other things we've just accomplished. Wow. A year ago, when we were sitting on our couch watching YouTube, we thought, people actually do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we wanted to do it, and we're like, can we do it? And now we're doing it.
And instead of going along the main trail,
Paved.
the main road where everybody else is going,
Yeah.
we came out here, went the other direction basically.
25 feet,
Like
maybe 40 feet.
So close to the parking lot. Hey guys, we made it to Whalers Rest RV Park. This is the beach that is just behind us here, just across the highway from the park.
And what did we just do at the office, Lisa?
We extended our stay. Because we're those people, always changing our minds. It's never too late to start doing the right thing.
Start doing the right thing. And I always say, well, it's never too late to do the wrong thing either, so I may as well do something.
All right, so Kent and I are out here scoping out a location for a possible boondocking spot. We got friends of ours that said that we should come out here maybe next weekend. And I said to Kent, this feels like Canadian quartzite because it's just like this wide open area, like this big wash coming through here. But it is interesting surface to drive on because some of it is really soft. I mean, it's gravel, but it's soft, mushy gravel. And then other parts of it are nice and hard packed. So trying to plan our route and figure out where to go. We really don't like getting Bessie stuck. We have been stuck before. And if you want to see those videos, check the links right here or in the description below. But the goal is to not get stuck. Dad, do you want to come out and play? Want to come out and play? Come on. Good girl. Hey guys, this week Kent and I want to talk to you about flexibility and decision making in the RV life.
Oh my goodness, it's always different. If you're out boondocking, what are you thinking of? When can we be in a campground so we can have all of those services that everybody else enjoys? And when you're enjoying those services at a campground and you've been there for a few days, you're like, hey, when can we get out into the wilds and go boondocking and go wild camping again?
Exactly.
So it's when you're full-time RVing, you're always constantly thinking about where you want to live.
Exactly. And I think it's okay to want both. I think that's the whole idea of being flexible, is being able to say, right now we're here and then we want to go to this location and change it up a little bit. That's the beauty of full-time RV living.
Yeah, and you know what? When I'm at a campground for, a couple of weeks and we go to pack up and leave, there's mixed emotions. Joy, happiness. But, sometimes there's also that, hey, I really enjoyed this time. I hope we can come back.
Yes. Kent's he always wants the same thing over and over again, and I always want something new. So it's just the way we roll.
Until it comes to food.
Oh.
And then I want something new,
That's
and Lisa's
true,
like,
actually.
I want the
That
same
is true.
as what I had last week and the week before and the week before.
Another area of RV life where you might need to show some flexibility is in your choice of RV.
Yeah.
We just actually visited with a couple who started full-timing in November.
Yeah.
And they started in a Class A motorhome, and within a couple of months they realized that is not going to work for them. So they upgraded to a larger size rig because that's more comfortable. It feels like home.
Yeah, and that was a full change because they went from a gas engine to a diesel engine.
Yep.
So you guys know what that means. when it comes to a Class A.
And they haven't actually traveled much because of the lockdowns and stuff. So they've mostly been in the one location.
Which is probably why they needed more room.
Probably. But I think it's good to give yourself that space to change it up a little bit. There's no rule that says the RV you have right now or the RV you started with is the one that you have to keep forever. There's no rule that says that. And there's no rule that says you have to change every year either. Whatever works for you is what works.
Yeah, we actually stayed at the last day we were at the campground. The people that pulled up beside us, their travel trailer is definitely not set up for full-time living or even long-term living at all. Like, it's a travel trailer for weekends only. So they know that. So they know that if they're going to ever go on longer excursions, they're definitely going to need to change it up and have something more comfortable to live in. Hey, when you're on the road or when you're at a campground and you're waiting to get on the road, when you're watching the weather, you need to be able to adjust the day that you leave that campground if weather is a big concern. And sometimes it is.
So definitely that flexibility comes into play with your plans, your travel plans, and your reservations.
Yeah, and when you're going to travel for 5-6 hours in a day and someone at the other end is like, hey, are you going to be here at 5 o'clock? Your answer might be, we're not sure. It might be 8 o'clock at night. It might be 4:30. We don't know.
It might have to be the next day, depending on traffic or weather or situations that happen. So I think it's important for us as RVers to remember that we need to be flexible and not be too, solid in our plans, but also to let the people around us know that has to be the way it is.
Learn how to communicate that, because some people don't want to receive it that way.
Yeah.
And you still have to stick to your guns, say, look, we don't know.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch. We'll give you an hour before we arrive, whatever it takes. But don't lock yourself into a time that becomes impossible for you to actually get there with also enjoying your life.
Yeah.
Or being it safe.
Being it safe, playing it safe.
Playing it safe, driving it safe.
That's right.
Not
safe.
Passing that next semi.
That's right. Exactly.
We can make it. We can make it.
Yeah. So definitely be having that fluidity in your plans, and also because you never know when you're going to see something cool, and you're going to want to stop on the side of the road and take some pictures or some video or have a picnic or go for a quick hike. So definitely keep those in mind as well. And we love to plan. I love to plan, but I also know that planning sometimes is there so that it can be changed or so that it can be broken. Adjusted, exactly. So just remember that when you're making your plans.
When Lisa and I went on our motorcycle trip, there was only time for one night at every stop.
Yeah.
Not 2 and 3 and 4. And that's why we like RVing now. It's like we get to a place, we can stay for 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 nights in a row if we want to, or one night and get out.
And the other thing too, when it comes to planning, I think, is to look at your long range plans. So right now, Kit and I are making plans for the summer, for season 6, and we're so excited for season 6.
Our season 6 is going to have a few components of it that are going to blow your mind. They're going to be different.
Big changes for Living Light RV. We're so excited for that. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. When you're making plans long range, especially in this day and age, you have to be able to say, look, we might travel through this province or through this state, or we might have to stay in our one province or our one state. We might want to go across the country. We might not be able to go across country. So having that plan B, plan C, plan D is very crucial in keeping your sanity.
Yeah, and always remember, if you're doing this long term, you can always revisit. You can always come back. You can always say, we'll do that next time.
Keep those things on your bucket list.
Because that just allows you to calm down.
Calm down.
Calm down is what you have to do your first year. We learned that the hard way because it was like we ran everywhere we went. It's like, this is incredible, this is incredible, this is incredible. And it was overpowering.
That being said, I'm glad we did.
Oh,
because now we can't even go to some of those locations. So I am glad that we squeezed in as much life as we possibly could in our first 2 years of traveling.
And we filmed it. That's even harder.
But at this point of the game, I think it's important to just remember to keep dreaming, to keep making those plans, be flexible in those plans, and just stay hopeful for the future, because you guys, it's gonna open up again. We just know this. So we're gonna be able to travel again and go across borders and interprovincial and interstate travel, and it's gonna be exciting.
We're gonna be welcome in all of these places once again.
Yes.
And truly, we just wanted to share, how do full-time RVers, especially the ones from Canada, how do we think? because a lot of people tune into an RV full-time channel not ever wanting to do that. They just want to know how they think. And the reason I know that is because I've tuned into a channel that does full-time well, it's not RV
Like
living,
sailing.
but it's sailing
Yeah.
full-time out in the ocean, and they're in port and they're out in the ocean and they're out in port. And the only reason I watch them is because it's an exciting story, but I also want to know how they think. How do they make plans? How do they decide what they're going to do next?
Well, I think the reason we do that is because we can always learn from someone else's
Yeah.
experience. We don't have to only learn from our own experience. And so if you're not an RVer and you're just curious about how we're thinking or how we make plans or how we're dealing with everything right now, just so you know, I think that being flexible and being able to kind of roll with the punches is important, even if you're in a sticks and bricks right now. And let's say your plans were to go full time this year, maybe you put those plans on hold. That's a good thing, you know. Or if you said, I'm going to do it anyway, and you just jumped in and went full-time RV, that's also a good thing. We just want you to be encouraged to keep making those plans and kind of adjust them as they need to be adjusted, and just go out there and live your life.
And if your plan is to sell your place and move into an RV full-time, well, hats off to you. That's an awesome goal, and I know sometimes it depends on when the place sells, and so that has to build some flexibility in that for you too. And then when it finally does, you can execute your plans and get everything in place. Let's just enjoy seeing this area. I think this place will work. I really do.
All right, guys, it looks like the storm is coming in. We better pack it up for today. My name is Lisa.
And my name is Kent, and we're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail. We're trying to be flexible. We want to encourage you guys to get out there, live your dreams, and make plans.
Yeah.
Stay hopeful, and we will see you guys next Thursday. Oh man, that looks like so much fun. All right, Kent, what do you think? Are we gonna boondock here?
You know what? This is a thumbs up for me, as long as we take it easy.
Yeah, I think we have to be really careful. If it's raining, I don't want to come here.
Right.
Or if there's a huge rain in the forecast, I don't want to come here because it'd be just too mushy. That's one tired dog. But you guys, I know a lot of people do not like boondocking in a location where there's dirt bikes and quads. And I don't think we'd want to do that all the time. Hey?
No. That's not where we're gonna live forever.
But we can certainly appreciate people having a great time and coming out here and living life to the fullest. Oh my goodness. If you guys don't know, Kent and I used to ride motorcycles. And maybe we will again one day.
That's right.
So we definitely have a heart for people out there having fun.
Absolutely. And when they're wearing all the gear and they're having a great time and they got a big smile on their face, that's awesome.
That is awesome. We think that's great. We support it. Alrighty, well, I think we're about done. It's getting cold out here, so we're gonna head back to Ruby, drive up back to Bessie, and then in about, I don't know, a couple weeks we'll come out here and boondock, and of course we'll bring you with us. That'll be fun.